Hey there and welcome back to my channel. Today I bring you a very special review. We're reviewing yet another tablet by XP Pen, and this one is the Deco Mini7 wireless. If you've been on this channel before, you know in September or so I reviewed the Deco Mini7, and this tablet is really very similar to that one. The only change is that it's wireless. And as usual, I will show you an unboxing of the tablet where I show you the contents that come in the box, and then I'll try it out. I'm gonna be drawing Marge Simpson in my style that I hope you like. It was really fun, so I hope you enjoy it. Quick disclaimer before we start: XP Pen did send me this tablet to test and review for you, but everything that I say in this video are my real thoughts, and I tested everything I could to give you the best, most accurate review I could do. And as always, I'm open to questions below if you have any doubts that I didn't cover. And just as a little quick warning before you see the clip, I've used non-screen tablets before in the past, but I've lost a bit of practice, so I can still work on it perfectly fine, but I feel that my lines have lost a bit of confidence and I struggle a bit more to get certain lines done. So if you see me struggle with certain lines, that's the cause of it. I'm gonna try to go over as many points as I can. There may be a few things that I don't mention because there are certain things that are so similar to the Deco Mini7 that I feel is a bit redundant for me to go over every single detail. So I'm gonna link in the description my post over on my blog for the Deco Mini7, which is very detailed. And I'm gonna link the video viewing the Deco Mini7 as well, in case you want to check that out if I missed something here. And I'm also gonna link there really soon the blog post about this, which covers the same, just in writing format. So let's start. What's the content of this tablet? Well, it comes with one cable, which is in this case the cable to charge it. Then it comes with the pen or stylus, whatever you want to call it, which is battery free and you don't have to worry about charging it or anything. And 10 replacement nibs for this pen. Then you'll see a little metal ring, which for me at first was really confusing. This ring is to get out the nibs from the pen. So you grab it with a little hole there is and then push. And lastly, apart from the booklets, of course, it also has a couple of adapters. And these are basically to connect to your Mac or to your Android phone, because this tablet is also compatible with phones and tablets only from Android. Quickly before we continue, I wanted to mention that I have a sale going on in my shop for those interested in everything related to Sabrina. So I wanted to commemorate the last season of Sabrina with a sale, so I'm having a 10% off sale of every product of Sabrina, and I have a special enamel pin, I have a sticker of Sabrina, and a pack with both of them if you want to save. And now, exclusively, I've done 6 mini original illustrations that I hope you find really cute, that I'm also listing as a pack. So if you want to save and get yourself some Sabrina merch, you can do so in the link down below. If you're interested and you want to be updated on my sales, on my products and such, you can follow me on Instagram or Twitter, where I talk about this whenever it happens. And also I'll notify my email list, so if you want to sign up, plus you'll get some freebies. Everything will be down in the description. Now, let's continue with the review. Let's talk about the compatibilities and the general issues you should know about this tablet. As usual, this tablet is compatible with Windows, with all the recent versions from 7 up, Mac as well, and in this case, also with Android from 6.0 up. And again, it's compatible with most common drawing programs like Photoshop, Paint, Painter, Illustrator, Clip Studio Paint, GIMP, Medibank Krita, etc, etc. I want to quickly mention that a friend that uses ZBrush has had some compatibility issues with this tablet. Well, not with the wireless version, but with the Deco Mini7. So I just wanted to mention that in case you bought it and you had issues with ZBrush. I've talked with XP Pen about it and they're trying to fix it, so probably it's going to be fixed really soon. The size of the tablet is approximately an A5 notebook, sketchbook type of thing. If you're not in Europe, that will be more or less a 5x8-inch size, and as usual, the working area is a bit smaller. So on the tablet we also found 8 shortcut keys that you can use to set up your favorite shortcuts. They're really practical and really easy to set up. A good thing about this tablet, I wanted to mention it because it was useful for someone in my previous video, is that you can turn the shortcuts to the other side. Don't worry if you're left-handed, this tablet will still work for you. And I believe most tablets nowadays have settings to help left-handed people still work perfectly fine. About the drivers, I didn't have any problems with the drivers. Setting them up is really easy and really fast. And I just want to quickly mention that I didn't have problems with compatibilities with other tablet drivers. I believe in my computer right now I have like 3 drivers from different tablets, and I didn't have any problem with the compatibilities between them. About the pen, the stylus has 2 buttons on the side. One is defaulted to the right click and the other one is the eraser. You can switch these things up if you want to. The pen itself is quite lightweight. I don't mind, but I'm just mentioning it in case. I find it really comfortable. I do like the pressure sensibility of the pen itself. The pen also supports up to 60 degrees of tilt. The tablet and the pen have 8192 levels of pressure sensitivity. Now I believe it's time I talk about the wireless function, and for me, as I've tried both, the version without the wireless and the version with the wireless, I found that this one is really comfortable. It's true that you have to charge the tablet, of course, more on that in a second, but the cable itself that came with the Deco Mini7 wasn't too long. It was more or less like the charging cable of this one, and it was long enough so you could work with it, but depending on your setup, it might not be long enough for you. So I just wanted to mention that because I felt like that was an issue with the previous tablet. Well, of course not for everyone. For example, when I worked with my laptop, it was fine, but if you worked with a desktop computer, sometimes depending on your setup, you can notice that. Not having the cable was really practical. It does give an extra mobility to the tablet, and I had no issues with the wireless as well. I mean, I didn't have any problems. I didn't have any interferences or anything. With the wireless, it worked perfectly fine. So far as I know, the battery lasts really long. In the page itself, it says it lasts up to 10 hours of use, and I think 15 of standby. You know, these are usually the lab results. Sometimes it might differ. For now, I think I've been using it nearly to those 10 hours and I haven't had to charge it again. Another thing is that you can still use it while you're charging it. I don't think this is recommendable, just as with mobile phones or anything. If you're working, the battery dies, and you still need to use it for some reason, you can still use it while it's plugged in. I didn't have any issue. I just tested it just to see. In case of an emergency, that works well as well. And the time of charging, as the page says, is 2 hours. I really didn't count it when I charged it, so I can't say. It was really short for me. I didn't feel like it was 2 hours, maybe because it did have some battery before, I don't know. As far as I know about the distance of this tablet with the wireless, I tested up to 3 meters, I believe, and it worked. So it was really cool, but I don't think you will need more than 1.5 meters in a usual workspace. The page says it's up to 10 meters, but I don't think that's true because I tested it. Start losing compatibility around the 3-4 meters probably. I mean, I didn't measure it exactly, but more or less. Now, quickly about lights. Another difference between this and the Deco Mini7 is that, of course, as it's wireless, it does have a light sensor type of thing. It has 2 lights. One that can be blue or red. If it's blue and it's steady, it means that your tablet is connected and working perfectly fine. And if it's flashing, it means that it's searching for that connection. If this light turns red and is flashing, it means that the tablet has less than 10% of battery. When you plug it in, you will see it comes to be steady, and that means it's charging. And then if it turns off, means that your tablet is charged. When you're working with a tablet and it's plugged in and you have your blue light steady, there's a little light in the side that is like a little dot, and that's white, and this light only appears if you have your pen near the tablet. If you hover the pen over the tablet, the white light will be flashing, and if you're working on a tablet, pressing the pen on the tablet, this white light stays steady. About Android, I'm going to quickly talk about Android. I'm not going to go into detail because, as I said, this is precisely the thing that I went into real detail in my Deco Mini7 review. It's just exactly the same in this one. Android didn't work for me. Wasn't really my thing. For 2 things. I didn't really like the apps on the phone to work with, but also I had a bit of an issue with translating the dimensions of the phone to the tablet. The size is slightly different. So as it translated, as I drew circles, for example, my phone will show ovals, and it was really uncomfortable. So I didn't try it for long. I'm pretty sure that if you work in a tablet or something that's a bit more square, more close to the proportion of the actual tablet, it will work much better. But overall, I didn't like it. Although I think is still much more professional and much more comfortable than any stylus I've tried for phones and tablets. So if you're looking for that, I think you could probably work with it. If you want to know more about why this experience was so wrong for me, I talk about it in my previous video on the Deco Mini 7 and on the article itself. And I also review a few of the programs that I've tried because I didn't know if the issue was also with the programs. Being objective, I think the Android connection is a really cool thing. And if it works fine for you, it could be amazing, it could be really practical, but I just thought I'll mention it. Besides, if you had issues with it, I think XP Pen support service is gonna be there to help you if you need anything, and they'll help solve it. So to end up this review, I always try to make a sort of positives and negatives sum up that I found of the tablet. And let's start with the positives first. This tablet is very intuitive and very easy to set up and install. So far I didn't have any trouble. You just plug it in, you put in the drivers, and it works perfectly fine. A huge yes for this tablet is there is no big cable mess. Screen tablets have so much cable, it's just annoying. And just normally with the Deco Mini 7, the cable mess was already reduced, but just imagine with the wireless, you just have no cable mess. It's perfect. Especially, I feel like that this improves on my next point, which is it's really travel friendly. The size, the weight of the tablet, I think is really good because you can just pop it in your bag. It really weighs nothing. You have nothing to carry with you. You just have to pack the pen in a pencil case or something, pack the tablet and the wireless thingy if you have it charged, and you can travel with it, and it's just so easy. And even if you have to go with a cable, still is really easy to set up and travel with, or just if you're someone who likes to work on a cafe or something, well, maybe not in these times, but you know, it's still really easy to carry around. I feel that's a huge pro that other tablets might not have. I found this tablet really comfortable to use. The pressure sensitivity of the pen and the surface seemed really comfortable to my hand. I don't know why, I don't know how to explain it, but it seemed like soft enough. Just the screen feeling felt really nice to me. Price quality wise, I feel it has a really good relationship. It is slightly more expensive than the Deco Mini 7, but that's to be expected because it just came out at the beginning of January. And also because it has that little bit extra. So I think it's around $60 right now. And if you think about it and you consider usual prices for tablets like this, I think it's really good because the tablet is really comfortable. The size is pretty manageable. It's like not really small, just is small and compact. It's not that small for you to use. So I think it's a pretty good price for what you're getting. Also, I feel with tablets like this, with non-screen tablets basically, you don't need an amazing computer for it to work perfectly fine. So for certain tablets, I feel like if you have a slow computer, you definitely can't use it properly. This tablet doesn't require you to have the best computer out there for it to work well. About the lag, I found none so far in my test. So let's switch up to the negatives now and quickly review them. There are not many and most of them are a bit subjective, so you'll see if it suits you or not, of course. One negative could be that it is too small for some artists. Depending on what you're used to, it might be a bit small. And I found that when you work with a really big screen, in my case my screen is pretty big, you can find it that maybe it's a bit harder to use when a screen is too big because you have a little space that represents your whole screen. It doesn't have to be a huge deal because you get used to it. For me, it was a bit more comfortable, for example, to use in my laptop, which is quite much smaller than my other screen, and it felt like it translated better. If you're really picky into these things, you could say that this tablet doesn't come with a pen holder or anything. Other tablets might come with a pen holder itself, as the Artist 12 Pro does or such, or with a little something to put in the side or whatever. For the price and the budget of this tablet, I don't think that's a huge negative. Moving on. This tablet, I think, is more catered towards beginners or to someone who likes to move around a lot and work in different places or just travels a lot. Just consider that this tablet is more like budgeted and thought for beginners. Though, however, I've been working with tablets for years. I am a freelancer and I didn't have any issue with it. I don't think even a seasoned artist will have issues with it. The Android feature for me was a negative because it didn't work properly, but as I said, I didn't want to include that as a negative per se, because it might be my problem or might be because of my phone, whatever, so I'm not going to go over that too much. And then the last negative I could think of is that non-screen tablets are not for everyone. The feeling of drawing in a surface and working while looking at a screen, while not looking at what you're doing with your hand, takes some getting used to. And it's not for everyone. For me, actually, I did get used to it and I didn't have any problem. For example, now I've been using screen tablets for 2 years or so, and I didn't have any trouble coming back to non-screen tablets and using it properly. The only thing would be that I felt like I lost some precision when it comes to the lines, but apart from that, I didn't have any trouble. So what I mean with this is that you get used to it. However, I did heard of people that have tried it and never really felt comfortable with it, and I don't know if it's because they didn't try enough or if it's just really something that they can't do. Again, this is for you to consider, depending on your budget and depending on what you think is best for you. So that's it for the tablet review. I hope this was useful for you if you're thinking about getting the Deco Mini 7 wireless. As I said, I feel like it is an improvement to the original Deco Mini 7. However, the Deco Mini 7 was already really comfortable for me to use, and a lot of the characteristics are exactly the same. If you're interested, as I said, I will leave the links down below to the Deco Mini 7 review as well, and I'll leave you the links to the Deco Mini 7 wireless as well, and everything else I'll mention that could be important will be in the description below. Feel free to leave any questions or any doubts you have down below in the comments and I'll be glad to answer them. And I hope you liked the video. If you did, if it was useful, please give it a big thumbs up. Have a great day and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!